Hey folks, Mark here. It's instrument time. So today I have another Breedlove. This is the concert size Breedlove, which is by far their most popular size. It is Breedlove's take on an OM. It is very, very close in size to the Larrivee OM I have behind me here. So same lower bout, slightly narrower upper bout, possibly slightly narrower waist, maybe a tiny bit deeper. So this one is the second tier up. So the lowest tier currently, because Breedlove likes to change names, is their Discovery series. This is the Pursuit series. The Pursuit series is made in China. So they have three series that are made in China: the Discovery, the Pursuit, and the Organic. The Discovery and the Pursuit use what Breedlove calls their Eco Tone Wood or Eco Wood. It is a 3-ply construction with a center ply of African mahogany. African mahogany is Kaya, so you can look that up in the wood database if you want. Basically, it's what everyone is using as mahogany for the past 10, 15 years, since Honduran mahogany is expensive and hard to come by now. This happens. So I purchased this guitar because I have often been volunteered to provide a guitar for our music guests here at when we have conventions here in Arizona. That's happened 3 or 4 times now, and I wanted something that was reasonably durable, reasonably nice, and could be plugged in. So thus the Breedlove. I thought about a Taylor 200 series. That would have worked as well, but I'm not a huge fan of the Taylor sound. They're a little trebly for my taste. I'm definitely not a fan of the ES system, and this gives me something that has a little bit different vocal character. So solid Myrtlewood top, the EcoWood Myrtlewood sides and back. These are available in probably a dozen different finish variations. This one is called Sweetgrass. I have no idea why. There's one called Canyon Burst. There's one called Tiger's Eye. There's one just called Amber Burst. One of the reasons I bought this one is it doesn't really have a burst on it. It's just sort of a natural wood color, which I think is frankly gorgeous looking. Never hurts for stage guitar to look good. The Pursuit Exotic is all what they call exotic woods. So this one's Myrtlewood. This is also available in a Koa version. The Koa version is around $1,400. The Myrtlewood versions are $750 for the most part. They also come in a bass and a 12-string version, which adds about $100 to the price. So the finish and features are gorgeous, high polish finish, as you can see from reflecting the studio lights. It has this lovely tortoise binding. I love the dark binding. It has tortoise binding on the neck. That's, again, a very nice feature. The Pursuit has fret markings on the edge of the fretboard, like the higher end Breedloves do, rather than just simple dots down the middle. These are inlaid copper, which is really cool for what's going to be the Arizona Loner guitar. It has the Breedlove logo again in copper, and these cool copper finish tuners. The antique copper tuners look really nice. That takes us to our first downside. The tuners are not so great. So there's a lot of backlash. All guitars you want to tune starting low and then bring the note up, tightening. On these, you definitely want to do that. You really can't get away with tuning down to a note. There's really a lot of backlash in the tuners. If this was going to be my main guitar, I would change the tuners. to some Goto 510s or Schallers or even Pings. These are just, they're not good. These are kind of the worst tuners I've seen on a guitar in 25, 30 years. They're still better than most mid-90s tuners or 80s tuners, and they're made to a price point, but this is probably the weakest link on this guitar. So, comes with a Frischmann Priestess pickup, which is nice. Is it the best pickup? No. Is it a pickup? Yes. Will it work on stage? Absolutely, and that's what it was purchased for. Even has a built-in tuner. I'd rather use a Snark, but you know. Now, for the really good, separate strap pin and jack for your pickup. So, to me, that's a major bonus. I find it far, far more secure when you have a separate end pin, or in this case, it's just a strap button, but a separate strap button and jack for your pickup. You don't have to worry nearly as much about the strap coming off the bottom this way. So that's a major bonus. Also came with a pre-installed, again, copper finish strap button right here on the neck, exactly where it belongs, not on the back like some people do. Setup was pretty good out of the box. I gave it about a quarter turn, maybe a little less on the truss rod tool, which came with it. Again, thank you Breedlove for including the proper tool. Action was fine. I measured it with my handy dandy Crimson Guitar action gauge. I got the action right about 90 thousandths at the 12th fret, so that's 2.3 millimeters or so. It's not bad. It's still plenty that it's not going to rattle when you strum it. So as you can see, or rather hear, it has plenty of sustain, it has plenty of projection, despite the hardwood top. Tonally, it's similar to mahogany, but maybe a little brighter, a little more open, not quite as woody, and a little bit more responsive than a solid mahogany top would be. I looked at some solid mahogany tops, and I like the Myrtlewood quite a bit better, actually. So, other downsides for me is the 1 and 1.69 inch, or as I measured, 1.688 inch nut. I would prefer 1.75, 1 3/4 in Freedom units. This is 1 11/16. Very Martin Dreadnought kind of neck, 16-inch radius, 25.3 allegedly instead of 25.4 inch scale length. I don't have the tools to precisely measure the scale length to 1/10 of an inch, so we'll just call it standard scale 25.4, and it's what you expect from 25.4. It has Breedlove's standard pinless bridge system, at least the newer style pinless bridge system. I really like it. There's some downsides to the pinless bridge system. You do really want to cut the strings off to feed them back through the bridge, but you don't need a third hand to hold the bridge pin in place when you're tuning up, and so I find it really it's actually easier to restring. So slightly harder to take the old strings off, but quite a bit easier to put new strings on to stay in place a little bit better. I put brand new strings on last night. So this guitar, new, these sell for $750. Please do not pay full price. These are often on sale. They come in a dozen different finishes, and as a result, usually 1 or 2 of them is on sale at any time. Breedlove tends to make special finishes. They did one for Earth Day called Earth Song Finish, which is kind of a greenish one. That one's often on sale. This one I got for roughly half off just before Black Friday from a guitar shop in Ohio. This is a 2023 guitar. That means the guitar had been sitting on a hook or in a box or somewhere in a guitar shop for a year and a half. And therefore they decided, hey, this is new old stock, we'd like to move it. And so I got it basically for half off, which really sealed the deal. So, you know, don't pay full price because you can get them on sale. I don't see very many of these on the used market. I do see them sometimes for around $300, $400. Again, solid top, and then what they call the eco wood back and sides. Now, what does that mean? So it's laminate. What kind of laminate, right? There's different qualities of laminate. So I'm going to put a picture in right here. And hopefully you saw that due to the magic of editing. So Taylor, as we know, uses a very paper-thin 5/1000 thick veneer over Luan on their guitars. The old Guilds were 3-ply where they were quite thick layers. This is somewhere in between. So I would say that the actual outer tone woods are maybe 20% of the thickness on each side. That's quite a bit actually for 40% of the total. So that's pretty nice. And the center is, you know, African mahogany Kea, which is a much better tone wood than Luan or some of the other interior woods that are used on laminate instruments. So this is, the woods on this are quite, they're not solid, but they are quite a bit of an upgrade over some of the woods you'll find on lower end instruments from other manufacturers. So kudos to Breedlove for that, even if they're using the eco wood as sort of their marketing shtick. So, you know, it is what it is, but again, for stage guitar, this is just going to be perfect, right? So again, playing sustain, great stage instrument. I'm very pleased with this guitar, especially for the price I paid. It looks good, it plays good, it sounds nice. I will be taking it to our next gathering to show off. And if you have been invited out to be a music guest here at one of our conventions and you don't want to fly out with your instrument, this one will be available as a loaner. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving a comment below. The algorithm does like that. In fact, if you want to leave a comment on cases. If you have a Breedlove concert, let me know where you got a case, because I had a somewhat challenging time finding a case. I was told by the guitar shop that I bought this from that a Gator 00 case did not fit, and well, it fits just fine in my Larrivee OM case. In fact, it's a little loose, but the guitar shop said the Gator OM case was too tight. So I ended up buying a Breedlove branded Breedlove case for concert side Breedlove, which is a lot of Breedlove, but it fits really nice. So kudos to Breedlove for making a case that fits really well. But if you have an alternative that is cheaper than the Breedlove for other folks, please do leave that comment below. That will help folks out. And again, we will see you next time. We will see you next year on Instrument Time.